Good evening and welcome to this presentation, which is coming to you live from Tel Aviv in Israel. 11th day of dramatic escalations between Iran and Israel. There were two cities which in fact today became the face of this story. Tehran in Iran and Ashdod, about 40 kilometers from Tel Aviv in southern Israel. There was a power plant which was targeted by the Iranian missiles in Ashdod, and retaliation came swift from the Israeli Air Force, and smoke was seen over multiple locations in Tehran, the capital city of Iran. As both these regional foes are now, involved in this ever-escalating spiral, with United States putting its weight behind Israel, actively now part of the military campaign. The question is, what is going to be the end game? Until when will these retaliations, these strikes and retaliatory strikes continue between both the countries? In the next half hour, I will bring you the special reports that I have been able to get from Tel Aviv. In fact, earlier I went to Ashdod, where the power station was targeted by the Iranian missiles. Just a couple of hours after that strike took place. We were the only Indian media channel to be present, and this is the report that I, in fact, was able to gather from Ashdod power station, one of the critical strategic power infrastructure in southern Israel. There's a lot of wind where I'm standing. It is right next to a road. The dramatic image which was captured on a dash cam as well of this power station. I was in Tel Aviv at that moment, and we also had to rush into the bunker after this alert was sounded. And it was this area in southern Israel, in the port city, which has been in fact hit by an Iranian missile. You would see this entire boundary wall completely collapsed, and the work on the reconstruction work has already begun as we speak. The heavy earth movers, being put into action, and the electricity it supplies electricity to civilian areas around this place. That has been severely hampered. Many areas facing blackout at this moment, and I've been told that there is no certainty when the electricity would be back for those civilian areas. You would see on the screens as well at this moment that there are those workers trying to ensure that electricity can come back up. There are multiple areas where the work is going on as we speak, and it's almost a race against time, trying to in fact fix this for the population around, because they don't want civilian areas to be impacted beyond a point. But this exactly is one of the places where today the fresh volley of missiles which came in from Iran made direct impact just behind me. Let me also just remind our viewers very quickly that NDTV is the only Indian media reporting from this location. We went, remember, yesterday in locations around Tel Aviv. This is south of Israel, about 35 kilometers and 40-45 minutes away from Tel Aviv, where we are standing at this moment as we bring you these live images of this power plant which has been hit, and at this moment reconstruction work has already begun. At least two more places have also taken a hit of the Iranian missiles, and what we know, we tried to speak to some of the people here. Not much detail coming in because they are not authorized to speak to the media. They are telling us that the effort is on to try and restore this. Now remember, yesterday, the attack which took place from Iran, the biggest volley of missiles that came in from the Iranian side, was largely in the civilian areas that we saw in Tel Aviv and in the suburbs around it. This time, it is a critical infrastructure which provides electricity to citizens, and civilians around this area, which has been hit. Now, this would, in a way, would be seen as an escalation of the impact or the efforts which are being put in by Iran, and of course would be responded by the Israeli Defense Forces. Remember, already there are multiple videos coming in from Tehran where plumes of smoke can be seen after what seems to be a retaliatory strike which has been done by the Israeli Defense Forces and the Air Force. We also know that certain critical infrastructure in Iran, in central and eastern part of the country, have been hit, and post that this kind of impact that we are seeing here in Israel are only going to make the situation spiral further on the escalatory ladder as we speak. So where I'm standing, in fact, right on the side of the road, the impact was so big that I can see a lot of debris just strewn around me as well. I will just show you how the broken parts of the debris which came possibly from the wall that you see half broken. This is where the impact is. Almost came down to the road, and we are also seeing greater sort of impact as well. It happened around 10:30 a.m. Local time. And it went on for at least this part of Israel. For the southern part of Israel, there were constant alerts and air raid sirens that went on for quite some time, for at least 15 to 20 minutes, though in Tel Aviv, the impact was for just a few minutes. But on your screens, we are showing you first images of the power station, a critical infrastructure here in Israel, southern Israel, which has been hit by the Iranian missiles. So thank you so much for speaking to us. Could you tell us what happened and what time did the impact of the Iranian missiles took place here?
Yeah, good morning. As a matter of fact, we're on the 10th day of the Iranian attacks on the civil networking and on the civilians of Israel. And as every day we see such damages, and today morning something like 10:30, one Iranian missile failed near our facility. Ours, that means the Israel Electric Company. We're the company that supply the electricity to the civilians of Israel and to the Israel network. It takes in our dispatch center something like 10 minutes to understand what's going on. And immediately after this, we sent here our teams to understand what is the damage. In the first very moment, it was there was something like 8,000 customers that were disconnected from the network.
8,000. 8,000 civilian homes.
Yeah, civilian homes. But in the next 40-45 minutes, we connect them from our other facility. Israel Electric Company network is very, very strong, is very robust, and we are very good experienced. Good, as you can say, good experience in such kind of operations, and less than 1 hour of our customers were connected back.
Is this the first time that the Iranian missiles have been able to penetrate and hit a facility like this, a power facility in Israel?
Not the first time. They do their best, but we also do our best. And as you see, even during the last 10 days that Israel was permanently attacked, we don't have any big outages and disconnections of the population. We are here, our teams are here, they are very good trained, very good experienced, and I also would like to say the brave. And immediately when it's possible from the military point of view, our teams arrived to our substations, to the site, and do all repairing works, and I'm sure that until the evening everything will be completely repaired.
What kind of work is going on as we see behind us? I mean, there are some transformers work going on. So what kind of work is going on at this moment?
Yes, as you say, some transformers were damaged, some cables were damaged, and we know what to do in such kind of situation, and in such situations, even more severe situation, and all these works will be completed in the next hours.
NDTV bringing you the latest details in this ongoing conflict between Israel and Iran. 13 days since the hostilities began, and since yesterday when the United States President Donald Trump announced that nuclear facilities of Iran have been targeted by America, this war has taken, a very different dimension. In fact, now only going up on the escalatory ladder. Dramatic day today as visuals came in both from Tehran and the retaliation from both sides. Initially at 3:30 a.m. a siren was sounded off in Tel Aviv. 3 projectiles, I've been told, were shot down by the Iron Dome system. Let me very quickly go across at this moment to Amos Yadlin. He is General retired and President and founder of Minds Israel, Executive Director of INSS. So thank you for speaking to us at this moment. Let me very quickly ask you, because at this moment I'm coming to you live from your country. How do you see this latest round of the missile barrage that has come in from Iran? I'm standing in Ashdod, where the power station has been, in fact, struck by a missile. I was told that this is the first time a critical infrastructure like this has been struck by an Iranian missile. Do you see that this now, in fact, as a bigger escalation from both the sides?
I think we should lower the tension. It is not that bad. Israel is attacking Iran with 100 more explosive and target that are attacked precisely on a command post of the Iranian regime, their oppressive apparatus in Tehran. They are usually firing at civilians, and what happened in Ashdod will lead to retaliation on the electricity and the power grid in Tehran. Israel is standing strong. Israel achieved air superiority over Iran. We can attack every target in Iran. We destroy their nuclear program. We are now coping with the ballistic missiles, but the graph of the ballistic missiles that are fired at Israel are going down dramatically in the last 8 days. And if Iran will choose to continue the war, I think what we can inflict on them, as I say, 10 or 100 times more than they can inflict on us. We intercepted 99% of the drones. We will intercept many of the ballistic missiles. We have the best missile defense in the world. And the important issue is that the US join with us to destroy the nuclear program of Iran. So the ball is now in the Iranian court. They have to decide whether they will end the war by coming to negotiate another deal according to Witkoff, which is the special envoy for President Trump, or they want to continue the war only with Israel.
Right.
Fine, we can stand with it. Or they want to retaliate vis-a-vis the Americans.
Let me ask you this. If the Iranian wants peace, if they want to sit across the table and discuss matters, the Israeli government is ready to cease the hostilities.
Yes, I think so. The Israeli goals were 3: to destroy the Iranian nuclear program. It was achieved. To destroy their ballistic missile capability to inflict a devastating effect on Israel. This is almost completed, and to create the conditions for a diplomatic solution. And when the Iranians will come, based on what happened to them since the beginning of the war, I guess Israel will be willing to stop as well. But they are not there yet. The supreme leader is insisting on continuing. And his mind should be changed with the continuing of the attack for maybe another week.
Okay, that's right. But let me ask you this then. Does this mean, at this moment that both the countries are looking at, increased hostilities while Iranians' missiles have been coming in, Israel is also retaliating. And on the other hand, there are conversations going on between the Iranian foreign minister and the president of Russia. How important is that in the context of the current crisis?
I think the Iranians and the Russians have good relation. The Iranians gave Russia drones to attack Ukraine. However, I don't see Russia joining the hostilities. President Putin said that there are 2 million Israelis who are speaking Russians. I don't see Russia interest to open a new front. They have a very tough war in Ukraine. I guess the foreign minister will get a lot of diplomatic sympathy, but the chance of this war to become a global war are very low. Since the Russians are not interested, the Chinese are not interested. China need the oil from the Middle East desperately. They don't want the Strait of Hormuz to be blocked. They don't want the price of oil to go up. And I think it is in the interest of all the sides, Iran, Russia, China, Israel, the US, to end the war and to go back to the negotiation table.
Okay, before I let you go, my last question to you, I just want to ask you this. There is a sense among a lot of people in Israel that they want to see the end of this conflict soon. They do not want a very long drawn conflict as the situation is, going on in Gaza. It's been already 13 days of hostilities. Do you see that, the support for this operation could wane, could go down if it prolongs within Israel?
I think it's a very good opportunity to end the war both in Iran and in Gaza. And the model to do it, it's very much like the model that was applied in Lebanon, which is a ceasefire based on international resolution, in the Lebanon case 1701, but in the same time, a side agreement and side understanding between Israel and the US that if the terror organization or Iran are rebuilding their militarized threat on Israel, Israel has the right to act upon. This is working very well in the northern border, and it should be applied both to Iran nuclear, if Iran will start their nuclear program again, and to Hamas in Gaza. And then we can end the war on all the fronts.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much, General, for joining us at this moment on this very special broadcast, which we are bringing to our viewers in India from Ashdod here in Israel. Those who are coming in, I will very quickly show you. These are the Indians. This is in fact, second batch today. One batch left early in the morning, and post that we also saw another batch which will be leaving right now. They have been giving food packets and assistance. Let me very quickly, before anything else, go across to the ambassador of India here in Israel. He's speaking at this moment.
We have a 24/7 control room available with the embassy. We have also issued advisories, 3-4 advisories. We are monitoring the situation. As I said, Prime Minister Office, Dr. Jaishankar, they all are monitoring the situation on a day-to-day basis. In fact, twice a day they are monitoring the situation. Based on the inputs available, then we take call. So its situation is evolving, and that's how we are taking decisions, calls every day. People are approaching us through our control room, which is operational 24/7. Israeli government has been very helpful. In this evacuation, the Jordanian authorities as well as the Egyptian authorities, they are helping us a lot. So I would request all Indian nationals, those who are here, just to follow the advisory. And as I mentioned, please follow Home Front Command. As and when they receive a security alert, please use the bunkers.
I want to very quickly now show to our viewers this batch which is now being taken out from this place, and the assembly point that was shown. This is where people are being processed, and once the process is done, their names are ticked. They are given assistance food packets and water bottles, and then they are being loaded into these buses. One batch today, about 182 people left today in buses from the Jordan route, and now this new batch that you are seeing at this moment is the batch that is going through the Egypt route. It's a big batch, about more than 250 people would be going through the Egypt route, and the process, as you see, is on. You'll see the food packets which have been given to the people, and also let me show you very quickly just outside the embassy where the process is on at this moment to evacuate people. 3 buses have been lined up, and these are the ones, those who Indians, those who want it. So it's voluntary evacuation of Indians here from Tel Aviv, right at the embassy of Tel Aviv. Can I have a quick word with you, ma'am? Where are you from?
I am from Tel Aviv University.
And in India, where do you hail from?
I am from West Bengal, Calcutta.
You're from West Bengal?
Yes.
So now you sent embassy that you wanted to go back.
Yes.
So how was the process? Was it a smooth process with the embassy?
Very much smooth process. And they took a huge initiative. We are very thankful to Indian government for this initiative. I am feeling proud to be an Indian today.
Thank you so much. People, in fact, from a few places, students, there are caregivers and others, those who have been, those who are being evacuated here. Major role being played by the government of India, of course, the ambassador that you see, speaking to people as well. And I'll try and see if we can get in a word from few more Indians, those who are on their way. 3 buses have been lined up. All of them would be going through the Egyptian route, as I told you earlier. And all these buses have been arranged by the Indian embassy here in Tel Aviv, and people are being provided assistance. It's, as I said, voluntary here in Tel Aviv, and people, those who across the country, largely coming in from the big cities of Tel Aviv, Haifa, and others, those who are being now put into these buses, which are going to take them to Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, through the land route, and from there they would be flown out of Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, where they would in fact go. They would be going to New Delhi after this. So very, very important steps being taken here. More than 600 Indians so far have been brought out. As far as Tel Aviv is concerned, the embassy is doing the entire process and getting people to evacuate from the situation which is developing. In fact, a lot of people worried their families back home as well.
It's about 3:21 here in Tel Aviv, and there were air raid sirens which just went off in the city. Remember, on Sunday morning, I can hear, I've just had to run from my room in the hotel where we are staying into this shelter where I am right now. And we can hear loud thuds outside. It seems that there is another air raid or a missile attack which is taking place at this moment in Tel Aviv. Iran has launched another retaliatory attack, and this happened. This is now early Monday morning. The VRs here on Monday, and on the other hand, on Sunday we saw one of the largest barrage of missiles that came in from Iran, and we showed you the damage that it did to Tel Aviv and other areas. Even at this moment, loud thuds can be heard. These loud thuds, of course, could be of the air defense systems here, the Iron Dome, trying to intercept the missiles which are coming in from Iran. We'll know whether something has penetrated and landed in Tel Aviv only after the air raid sirens go off. But emergency sirens all across the city as we speak at this moment, and we are in one such shelter. There is another gentleman who is from this hotel also at this moment here in this shelter with me. We'll keep bringing you the updates as it happens from Tel Aviv.